Liliana at home. Lesson 23. I'm on the right one, right? Okay.
Yeah,
Here we go. Help me with this top part. 8 times 4 is?
32.
8 times 6 is?
48.
8 times 7 is? 3 times 2 is? 4 times 3 is? 4 times 9 is? 32 divided by 8 is? 56 divided by 8 is? 48 divided by 8 is? 2 plus 9 is? 4 plus 2 is? 7 plus 7 is? 15 take away 6 is? 16 take away 8 is? 8. 8 take away 5 is? All right. I'm going to set these up vertically because it makes it easier for me to add if I have regrouping. I've got 4 plus 1 is 5. 4 plus 1 is 5. 7 plus 5 is 12. 7, 8, 9, 10. 18 plus 1 is 19. 4, 5, 6. Did you get 690,255?
Yes.
Excellent. Now I'm going to subtract. I've got to do some regrouping here. 14 take away 7 is 7. 10 take away 5 is 5. Lots of doubles today. 3 and nothing. Did you get 3,576?
Yep.
Beautiful. So I was reminding Brandy and I talked about this one because she was thinking money. And I reminded her, just ignore the decimal. Pretend it's not even there. Act like you're just multiplying 575 times 5. Okay, so then we do 5 times 7 is 35. Again, 36, 37, 38. And we've got 25, 26, 27, 28. And then in the end, we can just count our decimal places. We've got 1, 2, 1, 2, and we put our decimal back in. That way we don't have to be confused about decimal places. $28.85. I've got crayons, Lucas, and your books and stuff down there. All right, we're going to divide. So first we're going to do 7 divided by 3, which is 2, which gives me 6. And 1 left over. Now I'm going to divide again. Arabelle, I've got 13 divided by 3, which is 4, which gives me 12. With 1 left over. 24, remainder 1. Okay, we're looking at fractions. I'm going to count the number of parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I've got 2 of them on the point on the number line. I can divide my denominator by my numerator, so an equivalent fraction would be 1/4.
Yes.
Right?
I did that before.
You can multiply as well. An egg is what part of a dozen? So how many eggs are in a dozen?
12.
And if you have 1 of them, you would have,
12.
just like our inches and feet question from last week. Divide to, it's a unit fraction. Divide to simplify. So we can read this up and down, right, Brandy? 36 divided by 4.
9.
You got it. And I can write it like this. My 36 falls inside the bracket. And Harper says the answer is 9, and she's correct. Now we're comparing fractions. We've got the same denominator, so we know the pieces are the same size. So obviously we want more of them, right? 9/16 is going to be greater. All right, we're looking at this trampoline. Now it never said area, but we know based on our last questions that when we compare the sizes, we're really comparing the area. And when we find area, what operation do we do? Multiplication. We multiply. So the new trampoline is 21 feet long and 8 feet wide. And the old trampoline was 15 feet long and 10 feet wide. So in order to compare the size of the trampolines, we need to multiply the 2 sides. Barrett, you have a question?
On 3, 4, it's 4/16.
3, 4. 4/16. No, you flipped it. I don't.
No, on the fractions, the fourth one, the 9/16 and 4/16 it's 4/16.
4/16 is what?
Is greater.
So if my pieces are the same, they're each a 16th,
Yeah.
I can compare 9 of them or 4 of them.
4 because it's bigger, right?
No, you're confusing the numerator and the denominator. It happens. Yep. But I like how you're thinking about it.
Stress mode activated.
So, okay. So in order to find the area here, we're going to do 21 times 8. Okay. And we've got 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. And this one I can do without even writing it down. 15 times 10 is 150. So I can see the new trampoline is bigger, which makes sense. Why would you get a smaller trampoline? Right? The new one's bigger. How much bigger? We're going to do 168, take away 150. And I get 18. Anybody else get 18?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I did it another way.
And because we're solving the area and it's in feet, we're going to write square feet for our units. Yes, Lawson?
When I was doing it, for some reason, you know, I thought for some reason, I wrote it, I did it wrong, and I said the old trampoline is 21 feet.
Whoopsies.
Wide.
We all make mistakes.
I thought that would kind of make sense, because what if you try to, get more space?
That's true. If a thing was cut into 4 parts, the blank will be 4. Any guesses? Denominator. Okay, Sammy should know the answer to this question. Most doorways are about 1 blank across. Yard.
I literally measured the door.
A yard is 3 feet, and an easy guesstimate for a yard is most doorways are 1 yard wide. Or 3 feet. 12:01 a.m. is 1 minute after midnight. This can be kind of confusing because it seems like night, but really it's morning. All blank of 5 end with a 0 or a 5.
Multiple.
Not all multiples.
Like, is AM for, after midnight?
Yes.
Because after midnight, it's technically the next day. So that means
Yes, Cuddy.
I go 12:01 a.m. is 1 minute after 12 o'clock.
It is, but it was asking 12 o'clock in the afternoon or 12 o'clock in the morning. So noon is like lunchtime, and midnight, hopefully we're all asleep. That's what it was asking. Okay. All right, here we go. We're going from millimeters to centimeters, and when we go this way, we divide by 10, which means we move the decimal over 1 place to the left. So this would be 4/10 of a centimeter, which you can count up also. And the same, we're gonna move the decimal over 1 way to make it, it's gonna be smaller, right? Or the number is smaller because you have more millimeters in that centimeter, right?
I'm disappointed to it.
And then we're gonna move over again, 1 decimal place because we're only dividing by 10 one time. So 10 and 4/10. Questions? Okay, right. 117,055. This is the tricky part. Do you have a 0 in the hundreds place?
Yes.
In 37,505, the 3 means 30,000.
That is 3 times.
That is 3 times 10,000. Okay, when we do expanded notation, we write each digit in its place value. So we've got 2, which is worth 20,000. The 8 is worth 8,000. We don't have to write anything for this 100. It just gives you that spot. The 5 is worth 50, and the 3 is worth 3. Oh, this one's easy. 100 more than this, well, it has a 0 in the hundreds place. So if I have 1 more, I'm gonna have 1.
The 0 isn't working us now.
All right, now Harper was working on this one, and she actually cut a little corner of her drops off, which was very resourceful, because she was trying to find the perfect corner. So there's only one. E is a perfect corner, which makes it a right angle.
Wait, is it D also?
Is D also a right angle?
wait, no.
Nope.
No, it's obtuse.
It's greater than 90 degrees, so it's an obtuse angle. C is really close, but when you hold it up, you'll see it's a little bit bigger.
Not that close.
And A and B are so cute little angles. They're cute.
I actually got that right. I got half of it right.
All right. Find the sum using decimals. Shaded, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tenths of shaded and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tenths of unshaded for a total of 1.
Yay!
I learned 6.
Yay! You can write 1. You could write 1. Both are the same value, 1. We scored 6, 7, and 3 points by halftime. Write an equation where P tells how many more we need to reach 35. So we're going to add all these. 6 plus 7 plus 3. Doesn't matter what order we do it because it's addition. You don't have to put parentheses because we're just adding. And P is going to be some more points, right? We don't know how many it is, but when they're all done, they're going to have 35 points. So you should have an equation that looks like this. You don't need parentheses because it's adding and you can do it in any order. Yes, Stella.
I did a little bit different because I did 7 plus 6 plus 3 minus 35.
Nope. It doesn't work.
Wait, 6 plus 7 plus 3 is minus 35.
We're not going to subtract 30. I mean, you can, if you subtract 35 over here, you can, but then you have to have a negative P over here. And we haven't talked about negative numbers. I don't know. 6th grade maybe, 5th grade, I don't know. So if you were solving this problem, stick with me guys. We can add all these up, right? 7 plus 3 is 10, plus 6 makes 16. So then we have 16 plus P equals 35. So here's where we can subtract. We can do 35 take away 16 equals P. See, so because 35, when we subtract, it's 35 is always going to be the total, right? So then we have 16 and P over here. So 35 take away 16 would give us 19. P equals 19. Questions? Randy, do you have a question?
No.
Liam? You did 16 take away 35 and you got 19. You did, I have 16 cookies and I ate 35 cookies. Your brain flipped it because it doesn't work. So you actually did 35 take away 16. So you could have written it, use it. You could have written it a different way if you wanted to. That would have worked, would have been 35 take away 6 plus 7 plus 3 equals P. That would have worked, and then you could have put in parentheses here, because basically you add them all up, right, and did 35 take away 16 equals P. It happens. Your brain kind of makes it work, right?
Yeah, kind of like
So is that, do you see that? If you wanted to subtract, you put the 35 first. Yeah, your brain looked at this and said, okay, I know I need to subtract to find the answer. And then you just made it work. It's called math magic. Yusuf, did you have something you were dying to say?
Well, if they did like 16 minus 35, when they're saying, I know it's not possible, but like, couldn't they have just switched it and did it?
Like switch 35
Nope.
to 16?
That only works for addition and multiplication. You can't just flip numbers over and subtract them because they don't work. Yeah, nope. Because if you only have 16 to start with, you only have 16 to start with. Okay? All right. Will you put this in the, whoopsies, don't go anywhere yet. So put your bottoms in your chairs.